When I was 8 years old, I wanted very much to be chosen. When I was in the 3rd grade, I truly wanted to be chosen. When I was a student in the 3rd grade classroom of Sister Stephanos CSJ, I wanted, I needed, I prayed to be chosen. Because we just got word of Sister's latest production, the name of which was The Miracle of Our Lady of Guadalupe. And I wanted to play Juan Diego, the young man who received the vision of Our Lady of Guadalupe and brought to the people of his town and the world ultimately the importance of hearing God's voice. Now, it would be a difficult role, I know, because we already knew the direction that Sister would give us would be kind of tricky, because at the very end of the play, before the image of the Virgin that you can see now was revealed, Juan Diego has to go back to the bishop, who doesn't believe much of this and asks for a sign, some proof that Juan Diego is speaking to the Blessed Virgin. And at the end of the play, when he presents the bishop with the roses that grew in the snow, when he opened his cloak, there was the image of the Virgin. I wanted to play Juan Diego. It wasn't until later that I learned the importance of what I learned that day. When Juan Diego went to the bishop, and the bishop said he really found it hard to believe, and he sent him away looking for proof, Juan Diego was convinced that the reason that the bishop didn't believe him right away was because he was a poor peasant. He was of a lower caste. In his own heart and mind, Juan Diego felt to be a nobody. And through the miracle of Our Lady of Guadalupe, you and I have been reminded that in the eyes of God, no one is a nobody. That all of us have been chosen. We have been chosen by Him to live in His presence. We have been chosen by Him to grow in grace and wisdom and strength because of the love that He has for you and for me. The gospel that we hear this day on this great feast, a reminder of what we're meant to do when He calls to us, when He invites us, when He chooses us. Mary was aware of the call because in all likelihood she was a young woman at prayer when Gabriel spoke to her. And he invited her to put her life on hold because God was choosing her for a great mission. He was choosing her for a great task. She wondered how it would work. She never doubted that it would work. She wanted to know exactly how is this going to work. I love that part of the story. She doesn't doubt, but she wonders how it's going to work. He tells her the Spirit will overshadow her. She will be filled with God's presence and light, and her child will be holy, the Son of God. She thinks, well, she says, right here, well, behold, I am the handmaid of the Lord. I've known Him my whole life. He's never left me alone. He's answered my prayers. Let it be done to me as you say. She was open to the miracle of His grace, and she literally carried His Son to the world. My friends, in the year 2018, you and I have been chosen to know Jesus Christ. We have been chosen to be bearers of His Word. And He asks us in what we say and in what we do to remind everyone around us that they are important, that all life from the moment of conception until a natural death is important in the eyes of the God who knows us all, who loves us all, who calls us all to be bearers of the good news. What we celebrate this day, my friends, is so important to who we are as Christian men and women, followers of Jesus Christ, who gave to us his very life. That's how important you are to him. That's how important we all are. Each and every day, he calls to us. We don't know how he's going to call to us today. We have no idea, but he will call. He'll speak to you today. He will choose you for something today. All he asks us to do is to be like Mary and live with the awareness that it might happen. Oh, and by the way, because of what I learned that day, Juan Diego, to this very day, has been one of the most important parts I've ever played.